Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 12 of What Lies Ahead. This week, we have introduced the idea of becoming an essential business as we look at California reopening for phase two. And actually, as we're taping this today, we're waiting for the governor to announce what his plans are for that. So big day today here for the Team Bay Club. So you've heard from leaders in the industry. Yesterday, we introduced our human resources team and talked about how we're getting our staff ready for phase two. And today we're introducing a really important team to making sure that our spaces are ready. Our construction and development team is joining us today. This group of individuals is wholly responsible for all of our facilities and has spent the last 4 weeks focused on cleaning, disinfecting, and most recently, reorganizing for social spacing. And we think that the membership will be really intrigued and also very pleased at the work that this team has done. So I'd like to start off with introductions. And the first person that I'd like to introduce you to is Eric Feitz.
Hi, my name is Eric. Worked for Bay Clubs for almost 2 years now and have been in the industry for about 10 years. Very excited to be part of this team and to be setting the standard of reopening these spaces up for, our and to allow people to be able to work out and get mental and physical health through this tough time.
Great, thank you. It's good to have you here. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Ben Shear.
Hi, my name is Ben Shear. I'm the EVP of Development in Northern California. I've been at the Bay Club for just 1 year now, and I'm excited to bring my almost 20 years of experience of development to the Bay Club. It's a pleasure working for a company that's looking for its membership and its employees and all the things that we can bring to the community to bring health and happiness back.
Great. It's really good to have you here. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Michael Carmody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Carmody. I grew up in the San Jose area. Our parents moved us down here in 1972. I started in residential facilities management back in 1987 and then moved over to Bay Clubs in September of 2008. Since then, I was a facility director on site, now out at the regional level with the development team. And primary focus right now is really looking forward to getting these sites buttoned up, everything dialed in and back and opened up for our membership, and bringing some happiness back out to our members for Bay Clubs.
Thanks for joining us, Michael. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Rob Duenas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Duenas. I have been with the Bay Club family now for, I think it's just over 3 years, loving every single day of it. I've been in this construction development facilities, building management field for majority of my career now, so 15 plus or so years, and just loving every part of the journey that we're through. And, our key focus right now definitely is, I'm sure you'll hear from everyone on the call, is getting our doors back open and turning our lights on.
Great, thank you. Joining us from Portland is Dave Hohenstein.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dave. I'm here at Bay Club Portland. I've been at the club, and been with Bay Club for a year now. Been active at this club for over 7 years, and I've enjoyed my time here helping everybody with their active lifestyles here in Portland. Born and raised here in Portland, Oregon. I have 2 young boys, 12 and 15, so been doing a lot of social learning at home with the online classes. Enjoy.
Thank you. The glue that keeps the entire team together, really probably one of the most important people you'll meet today, Miss Lauren Clay.
Hi, everyone. My name's Lauren. I've been with the Bay Club for about 2 years now. I've been in hospitality my whole life, but Bay Club really does hospitality different, and I'm excited to see how this new time pans out and can't wait to get the members back in the club and really bring them everything that we've been working on.
Thanks, Lauren. And you've had the pleasure to meet Mr. Pete Jones before, but I'd also like him to have an opportunity to introduce himself today as well. Mr. Pete Jones.
Good morning, everybody. I have the pleasure of having co-founded the Bay Club Company in 1977. So I've worked with the club company for over 42 years. And during that time, I've held a lot of different positions general manager and so on and so forth. I won't bore you with that, but I'm currently the EVP of the Southern California region, and very, very engaged and proud to be working with the team that I'm working with.
Great. Thank you for joining us, Pete. Well, boss, I think this is a team that the members are really excited to hear from, given all the emails that we're getting into the new normal at Bay Clubs. So I'm going to hand it off to you.
Thanks, AA. Should be a really easy process for us today because there's been a ton of work being done. So I get to just explain to you the different regional territories that the team oversees, and they'll take it from there. I get to start with Mr. Jones. PJ, you've been busy down in San Diego, dodging a little bit of rain because we've taken probably more rain than we typically do in the spring season, so that's slowed us down a little bit. But we've been busy both at Carmel Valley and Fairbanks Ranch. Can you give the community an update on what we've been after?
Yeah, my pleasure. My region down here in the San Diego area basically is the campus has two clubs, Fairbanks Ranch and Carmel Valley. Fairbanks Ranch is, we've been cleaning and sanitizing the clubhouse, of course, but the majority of the work has been devoted to taking advantage of the golf courses and the fact that it can rest, even though as Matthew said, we've had a lot of rain. So we've completely aerated all the rough, the fairways, the tees, the greens. The course is really going to be in good shape by the time we open. And as with you've already heard, our total focus is to get all the clubs open as quickly as possible. The date that we're setting is May 1st, but I think that we're very hopeful that we can get the golf course open prior to that. We'll certainly be ready for it. Carmel Valley, we have two things going, major things going on. One, not all the clubs have construction going on, but Carmel Valley does have a construction project going on. We're putting a standing seam fixed roof over the family, we call it the family pavilion, and we're completely reconditioning the lawn and putting in artificial turf and sail shades over it so that the kids will be able to play there exclusively in a controlled environment and a shaded environment. So that project is on schedule and was supposed to open about the third week in May. Because of the rains that Matthew's already referred to, it looks like we've lost a couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to opening it probably the first week, at the end of the first week in June, something like that. The other emphasis we've been putting on is to be deep cleaning the club. When the members are using the clubs, most people know this, but when the members are using the clubs and we have to do deep cleaning projects, we pretty much exclusively have to do them on multiple days and at night. For instance, the steam room, if we really want to deep clean and regrout the steam room, we have to about a 5-hour, 6-hour window during the day at night to do that. We don't have that now. And so yesterday we installed the counter shields, the plastic counter shields at all of the desks. We moved equipment off the rubber tile floors that each piece of equipment weighs about 700 pounds. So it's a big project, and it allows us to completely clean those tiles and put the machines back. So it's a very labor intensive, and it's something that we would never be able to do if the members were in the club, but it's something that's necessary anyway, because I think that across the board in the United States, in all countries, maybe the definition of clean has been completely redefined. What we used to think of as acceptable is simply not acceptable anymore. The new normal is something that we haven't seen before because we're not going back to where we used to be. I like to think we're going back to a better place, a cleaner place, and we're certainly working hard to do that. So most of the right now what we're doing is outlining. We don't want to leave it up to the members to police themselves so much as we want to guide them to the areas of the outside. So we're moving equipment outside and taping off areas so it's a convenience to them. So if you're going on to a pool deck that's going to be used as a yoga platform, you won't have to think about how close I am to my neighbor. There'll be an 8x8 square there for you to see All the equipment will be sanitized and out. And so it's a major project. It's one of those things where everybody involved is sort of taking their job description and crunkling it up and throwing it in the waste paper basket. Everybody is just doing what has to be done. And it's all pointed toward opening up cleaner than we've ever been on May 1st.
Thanks, BJ. The team's going to go around the board. We're not going to repeat all of the deep cleaning initiatives that we're doing because we're doing them across the board, but at least you'll get a sense for the different territories everybody's overseeing and some extra items that you can think about. Eric, you've got the LA market. We've got clubs from Rolling Hills over to Palisades. We've got a big position in the beach cities with El Segundo, Manhattan Beach, and Redondo. Can you give the team and the community an update on what we've been up to in Los Angeles?
As Matthew mentioned, here in LA, we have 6 clubs, and 3 of those are very, very large clubs that have available outdoor areas that we are taking full advantage of. Here at El Segundo, we have the luxury of not having just 1, but 1.5 basketball courts that we are planning on spreading on equipment or moving group fitness classes into it to create the social distancing needed for our members to be able to not only feel safe while they're taking the class, but still be able to enjoy that class. Over at Manhattan Country Club, we're blessed to have 10 acres right there outside and an exterior pool as well, and sun decks and kids play areas outside that allow us to move equipment outside for social distancing, as well as group fitness classes, as we mentioned, and inviting families to join together in sort of groups or pods so they can have some social interaction between families that they haven't been able to have lately. At Redondo Beach, we just opened a brand new pool, and we have a gigantic turf field over there that allows us the flexibility of not only holding cycling classes outdoors, but group fitness classes outdoors, as well as one-on-one training, while still giving our members that the social distancing needed to be able to feel safe, so they don't have to worry about that and they can actually enjoy their workout and kind of forget about that for a second. A lot of our members have been stuck inside for a long time, and we as Bay Clubs want to be able to give back to them and give them these safe spaces to be able to work out, both for their physical but also their mental health. Here we have 3 smaller clubs as well, and we're creating social distancing similar to the larger clubs, where inside we're making sure we're marking down the floors in the studios to allow for safe distancing. We're looking to move the equipment throughout the club so that we're not taking as much out of service, but we're still allowing our members to be able to work out on as much as possible while feeling safe. We're blessed to have a club as like the Palisades that is right next to the beach, where we get very, very clean ocean air with lovely balconies that overlook, and we're going to take advantage of that as well. So members are going to be able to experience, a little bit different workout than they have previously. But I say different, but I think it's going to be very healthy and very welcoming, because it's something they could not get any place else in the world.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. Both you guys, the Southern California market's really grown up for us over the last 5 years. BJ, you built San Diego, Carmel Valley back in 2002. For a long time, it was our only club down there. And now we've got a major presence in both LA and San Diego. So thank you guys for all your hard work during this time period. Let's move to Northern California. Mr. Carmody, you've got the South Bay area for us. You want to explain to Bay Club community what you've been up to and territories you oversee?
Sure, absolutely. Hello, everybody. Like to start off with maybe echoing a couple of the things that Pete Jones and Eric laid out as far as the cleanliness of the club. That goes all around with the sanitation and everything that we've done to take it to an unprecedented level of cleanliness for all locations at Bay Clubs. Moving over to Boulder Ridge, that course has been fully aerated. That's our golf club here in the South Bay. There's been a full aeration out there. As far as building maintenance, there's a project task list for the maintenance team on site who's been addressing grouting issues, painting, decobwebbing, just everything related to getting the facility ready and buttoned up for that day we get to open and members get to come back and golf. So a lot going on at that club. We have Lyda Dickerson out there. She's kind of like our South Bay Mafia queen of the golf club, and she rules out there wholeheartedly, and she's definitely ready to go. Moving down a little bit further south over to Los Gatos in our courtside location, we also have a task list that we're tracking for Courtside Club. Arash is the facility director on site managing those projects. One of the biggest opportunities we had since the club has been closed is the full regrouting of the steam rooms and the men and women's locker room, the showers, and all the common areas in the wet location of the locker rooms. We would have never had any time to do that, or it would have had to have been spread out over a large period of time under any other circumstances. Full painting of areas like small refresh projects, carpet cleaning. Our pool decks are buttoned up, power washed, and steam cleaned. We've done steam cleaning the front entry. We have a new touchless front entry, automated swing doors, beautiful swing doors at a courtside that allow our members just to walk right in and leave the club without having to touch anything. And our social spacing is pretty well set up and equipment ready to be moved. So we're in good shape at courtside, and looking forward to get members back there. Moving over to Santa Clara, same operation in place, full task list of facilities items being executed on site. Jennifer's out there usually on a daily basis, our GM for Santa Clara. Assisting in the oversight. I'm making site visits to each location. And we also have for the full team a 3-day closing plan we're going to execute to walk clubs and make sure all areas are buttoned up and polished. And then ready for opening on May 1st if we get the thumbs up. So really looking forward to it. And we're sure ready to go down here in the South Bay.
Nice job. Thank you. Lots of hard work being done. Ben Shear, talk to us. I know we don't have to necessarily repeat all of the deep cleaning things that we're doing because it's consistent across the entire portfolio, but give them a sense of the entire sort of groups that you're overseeing. You got Peninsula, San Fran, and Marin.
Yeah, well, one of the things that's missed on this is the great work that all the clubs have been doing is we've been able to do that with our own workforces for the majority, and keeping our people active and employed and giving them things to get ready for the club opening. And I'm excited about working for a company that values that for our employees. But lots of great things. When people get to Stone Tree, the golf course, they won't recognize it. It is in its best shape in its existence. Everything is prepped and ready to go. We're working our way down through Ross Valley and the rent clubs, making them ready. Done some huge things at the Redwood Shores Club. We've refinished the pool deck. The pool deck will look like it was the day that Pete built it. And we're really excited about the employees and the members' first look at that with new chairs and new decking. And it's really just a spectacular change in the environment. Again, working our way through the club, getting it ready in all the different areas. Doing the same thing in San Francisco. We're putting in new automated doors. It'll start on Monday, so they'll have the touchless free access into the San Francisco club. And are working in getting the Gateway and Tennis Club and FiDi ready to open for business.
It's great. Lots of work being done. We felt like this was a good session for the membership base. We're going to transition after today to regional calls where, I think we start tomorrow with Southern California, and we'll have both LA and San Diego on, both our managers talking about the operating procedures of getting ready to open, as well as members who have been working with us on our advisory boards or founding members that have been with us that we're going to bring on to what lies ahead as we start to really ramp up towards, again, if we can get the green light, we're focused on a May 1, if not sooner. And we're doing all the necessary moves to be ready to bring people back in a safe, healthy, secure environment that they can trust, and that we can prove that we can get this economy moving in the right direction, starting with Bay Club. Rob Duenas, you've been a big leader of this entire process. Collectively, everybody on this call, I probably talked to you the most since March 16th. Your leadership's been fantastic. You've also announced that you may be having a new arrival into the household, which was pretty exciting to hear. Talk to us about our East Bay clubs and what's been going on there.
Of course. Thank you for the introduction. So yeah, I mean, similar to what everyone is saying, and again, I won't echo all the detail there, but a lot of moving parts in the East Bay specifically, with our club and hotel in Walnut Creek, and then you go down south a little bit more to Pleasanton, and then wrapping up with our club in Fremont. All of them are huge locations, roughly 150,000 square feet or so at each club. So a lot of moving parts. A lot of the things that we've been able to focus on at these clubs are similar to everyone else, but preventative maintenance on all of our building management systems, fitness equipment. So, we're really trying to get this, all of the clubs reopened just in a spectacular condition, both from a cleanliness and more of a mechanical and plumbing, electrical system perspective. Automatic doors throughout all of our clubs. So it's going to be, touchless, hands-free entrance and exits of the clubs and hotels. From some of our clubs, all of our clubs, are at the front entrances. Some of our clubs also have them out to the pool deck and other areas of the club. So really looking forward to the members coming through our clubs and seeing those new upgrades. Just your general lighting and electrical upgrades that we've been able to do, everything again in-house. So we've been definitely keeping our teams busy. And then major focus on space programming, right? I mean, like everyone mentioned, we're going to have a new norm once we reopen the doors. So collectively as a group, we've been really, working through the process on, what is that new norm? Social distancing. Pete mentioned earlier, we're going to have a minimum of 6 to 8 feet from our members. And, we're trying to, think ahead before we open our doors, and how do we properly space the equipment, whether it be inside our facilities or outside of our facilities on our open air spaces. And again, I mean, just a lot of moving parts, so really excited to get our doors open, and even more excited to see our members' faces again.
Great. Yeah, I mean, as we talked about, Annie and I have been talking about the different people. One of the things we've really focused on is who's behind the curtain at Bay Club, and what type of organization do you guys run, and how can the members get to learn a little bit more about how this company operates? And we've tried to debunk a few myths. I keep saying in multiple sessions, I get some feedback from the members through the new normal email that they don't believe me. They think we have 1,000 employees behind the curtain just sitting around in Barker Lounger smoking cigars. But, I've been looking for them. I don't know where they are. Less than 100. I think our actual head count in corporate is 62. And through what lies ahead, pretty much everybody's met. The team that's behind the curtain, everything else is out in the field. And in a lot of cases, you guys are all out in the field. You're not, we have 5,000 square feet. I keep broadcasting here from one Lombard at our office. So we're definitely not a top-heavy organization, no matter what myths exist out there in the marketplace. And I really, this isn't going to be the sexiest topic that we talk about. We've had, great things regarding children programming, and we talk about everything we're doing on the group exercise and fitness side of the world. But some of the core blocking and tackling that needs to be done is done by you guys, and we're immensely appreciative. And the amount of work that's been done since March 16th, when our services were temporarily suspended, we didn't go in and hide in a closet. We've been working 12, 14-hour days every day, trying to earn the respect of our customers, talk to our community, take care of our associates, and get ready to get our lights back on, and trying to anticipate what the requirements were going to be and be ready for that to be able to lead the way. And none of that could have happened without the crew on on this vlog today. So very, very appreciative. All right, so the one thing I've got an item with is hosting. You guys up in Portland, ever since I've been coming to Portland, you profess your freedom from the state of California, and then I wake up the other day, and in Oregon and Washington made a pact with California. That just sort of completely messed with my world. So tell us about what's going up onto the, what do we call you, or California now? Or are you California, or what's the scoop?
They just wanted to follow the lead of the Bay Club. Oregon being the only campus up here for the Bay Club. Yeah, we're all aligned with our other campuses down there in California. So I'm glad that Governor Brown decided to jump on board and make us all unified as one. Us being here up and you guys down there. So. The teams in Portland, the housekeeping team, the facilities team has been working hard ever since the services were suspended back on March 16th. So we have been nonstop to try to make the facility better, cleaner. We have 150,000 square feet that we're going to, put these equipment in pieces and have people work out in, safe distancing across the board. Our housekeeping teams have sanitized all inside out of the lockers, the steam rooms, everything has been clean and sanitized, ready for our members to get back into the clubs to further active lifestyles. So, we're working hard. We want to get our members back in here and enjoy their lives.
I got to keep working on that name. I don't know how we're going to rename it, or California, or Fornia, something. I don't know. We'll see how that works. Now, we're thrilled to be up in the Pacific Northwest and with the Portland location as our first setup. So thank you, and thanks for all the hard work.
Thank you.
All right, Lauren Clay, you're another one of our Cornell crew that we brought onto the team. You got the unbelievable task of keeping this crew in line. So talk to the Bay Club community, help them understand how you're able to be the scorekeeper of all this and making sure we keep track of all the different projects and people and contractors and all of that magic you do behind the scenes.
Happy to. It's definitely been a challenging time, but as you've heard from each of the regions, we have a really passionate team who's had a huge demand placed on them during this unprecedented time of our club services being suspended. We've had to think outside of the box, and fortunately, we've had a little bit more freedom to be able to get in those clubs and do everything we need to do during the day, during the night. We've worked probably more hours now than we had the whole beginning of this first year, but we've really challenged everyone to work outside of the box. And the communication has been great between the team since we started. It's made my job a little bit easier. I tried to hear a great idea in San Diego and make sure the team up in Northern California and Portland are able to access the same information. We're all hearing different positive news about how we could reopen sooner than later, and spreading that around and making sure we have the best practices. And then also making sure we're reaching out to our vendors and all of the tradespeople we have in the club, and everyone's really unified, and it's been great to see how we're all pushing to get back open and to be considered an essential business. So really making sure we're buttoned up and doing my work to button up and take everything that these great regional leaders have done and make a huge presentation to get back open.
Great. So very, very appreciative of all the hard work of everybody on this call. Thank you guys for everything that you've done and the leadership that you've shown. I think the Bay Club community is going to be very impressed. I'm very confident they will, that how well the clubs look and how clean and shiny they are as part of it, and all of the different projects that we've been able to get done. So as we embark tomorrow on our regional calls, definitely wanted to make sure the team knew who was behind the curtain, rolling up their sleeves, grabbing their lunch pail and grinding away to get these clubs ready to rock and roll. So thank you guys, very much appreciated. AA, your show.
Thanks, boss. Well, this is one of my favorite parts. I think I say that every time, but an opportunity daily to reflect on what we are thankful for and continue to support our business community. Today I find myself really thankful for the hopeful news of the last 24 hours. And, while we are still waiting on big announcements today, there definitely appears to be a bit of a turn, rays of hope And, I'm grateful for that. This team is fiercely committed to getting our business back up and running, and also wanting to support other businesses that have been temporarily suspended from their services. So that is what I'm holding on to today. And the business that I'd like to shout out is a small little shopping area. It's a collection of stores in Oakland. It's called Market Hall. And when looking for places that we can use as examples of what have they done successfully, this is a company that has stayed open, but they've really well communicated what the changes they've made. They've adjusted hours based on different qualifications, and they've really adjusted their business model wholly in the last 4 weeks. And so I'd like to give them a shout out. Not only are the foods there delicious, but I really respect the responsible way that they've approached the last 4 weeks and kind of what their new normal looks like. So with that, I am going to go to Eric first for your thankful and small business shout out.
I'm very thankful to be on this call with such hardworking people. You look to your left and look to your right, and you don't ever ask the question, are they working right now? The answer is yes, everyone is, and this is a very committed team. I live in Mar Vista in Los Angeles, and my daughter, who's 8, has a favorite eatery down the street called Rutt's Hawaiian Cafe, and they have worked tirelessly there to ensure that they're still making sure that the meals are prepared the right way, and they've created social distancing and a very simple ordering method so that people are staggered. It's very well thought out, and as a father of an 8-year-old who has very particular palate requests, I'm grateful that they're able to stay open, and being that it's my daughter's favorite place, they do a lovely job. They know everyone by name, and it's nice just seeing everyone sort of pull together. I see it within Bay Clubs, but I see it out in my community as well, and it's a great feeling. And I hope we all remember this as we sort of get back to the normal or the new normal. We don't lose that. So thank you very much, Annie.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. Ben, let's go to you.
I'm probably most thankful for my new grandson, if you can see it down there, Mateo, 5 months old. So I got to spend the last 3 weeks with him in lockdown. So that was a great opportunity for a grandfather and a grandson to bond. It's been exciting back into the I've been back into San Francisco and getting into the clubs now and seeing all the work that the teams have been doing has been great. We've been pushing it from behind the scenes, but it's time to get out in the sunshine and bring the world in. My shout out goes to a company we just got introduced to a couple of days ago with Pete. ePlastics is making plastic shields for us for all of our clubs, so we can have a safe barrier between our members and our employees. And it'll look real familiar to what you see in grocery stores. And they came in last weekend. We told them what our needs were, and they didn't gouge us. They gave us the price that was listed and gave us a discount, and made all of our shields, and we'll have those installed this week. So my shout out goes to ePlastics of San Diego.
That's great. And congratulations on the grandbaby. I love the name Mateo, as I have one of my own. Let's next go to Michael Carmody.
Hello, everybody. A couple things I'm grateful for. First of all, my family and everybody in my direct family. Everybody's healthy, staying safe, and in a good position in the current status that we're in. I'm also very thankful for Bay Clubs as a whole. We're all still working. The teams on site are working hard. They all have jobs and they're contributing. So it's pretty outstanding to see what's happening with this company and this industry. It's huge and unprecedented from my point of view. One of the business I wanted to give a shout out to was a Key. They have one in Willow Glen and several in the South Bay. I went in yesterday for an example, and their protocol for the way they address customers that come in is completely dialed in. They have the spacing. It's granular all the way down to sanitizing the pen that you sign with before the next person uses it. The food's still spectacular as usual, and they have a pretty decent turnout for a smaller business in the Bay Area. So my shout out to them for performing well under the circumstances.
Thank you for that. It's a good recommendation. Rob, let's go to you.
Thank you. So I think I'm thankful for a lot. But as Matthew mentioned earlier on the call, I am a soon-to-be father coming September 3rd. I know, boss, I may have promised some naming rights, but let's just say my girlfriend Courtney put a little veto to that. So we got Nico Dallas Duenas coming on board to the team again come September. So super thankful and just grateful for that. I'm so excited. Another thing I'm grateful for is this company and the team that we put together here. And it all starts at the top. Matthew and Annie, you guys are amazing, excellent. So super thankful to be a part of this family. So, yep. And then local businesses, I don't have any business specific, but, just all of the East Bay shops, call it the mom and pop shops that are still open and that are really still out there, grinding away every day to keep their doors open, very similar to, what we're trying to accomplish as well, and just keeping their employees fully paid or whatnot. So just a huge shout out to everyone out there that's going through the struggle. We're here with you, and we're trying to do all we can to make sure that we keep this community tight, especially in the Bay Area. I live right down the street from Walnut Creek, so that's my home club. So anyone watching this video, shoot me a shout out.
I'm loving the name. I feel like I got naming rights. Nico is also, I also have one of those. So I'm doing really well here today. Dave, let's go to you in Portland.
Yes. I'm thankful again for everything that's is happening right now with the Bay Club. We're staying strong. We're trying to get our members back into our clubs and have that active lifestyle. Another good shout out. I want to give a shout out to my wife, worked for Providence Hospital. She's been kind of on the front lines dealing with the patients and members or trying to get all that set up and do a lot of virtual setups through people on there. So I know she's working hard. So I want to get a shout out to my wife. I know she's working hard during these times. But, as far as, Sherwood is where I live right now. It's about 10 minutes from the club, a small community out there, and, all the mom and pop small businesses that had to adapt and recreate their operations to try to stay open and stay in business. I want to thank them for doing so and helping out, the Sherwood community. So, there's one staple downtown Sherwood is called Fat Milo's, very small mom and pop shop. And, they're trying to deliver, they're trying to, keep pace with what's going on in the new normal today. So I just want to give a shout out to them in the Sherwood area.
Yeah, and will you please thank your wife from all of us. So, everybody that's going to work and doing that kind of work is really pretty amazing right now. So, Lauren, let's go to you.
Yes. So super thankful for the technology that we have during this time. It's connecting us to all these businesses that are closed and everyone on this call and connecting us to Bay Club. But I'm also super thankful for it. All of my family lives on the East Coast. And especially over this holiday weekend, it's been really great to be able to see them, to talk to them, to see how they're coping. Everyone, we've all been at home and we're a really tight-knit family. So it's great to talk to everyone and really maintain that community. My shout out goes to a small little Latin tapas restaurant in North Beach, San Francisco. It's called Barrio. It opened probably right after I moved to San Francisco, and it's always been a place I felt like I could go. It was a community. It's a small little restaurant, and during this closure, they've really taken all of their principles to heart, and they are still committed to no waste. So they've been doing pre-orders for tamales, and it's been really fantastic to be able to go and pick them up and see them every couple of weeks and know that they're still dedicated to keeping our community safe and keeping everyone together, but also to their business principles, just like we are here.
And it sounds delicious. So thank you for the recommendation. Pete, I'll go to you next.
Well, I have so many things to be thankful for, but one of the things that I think that the suddenness of this whole thing nationally has caused everybody to take a step back and then take a step quick forward because everybody's got to react in a different way. And I'm very proud of the way that the Bay Club company as a community has risen to this challenge. We're certainly committed to the mission of opening these clubs as quickly as possible. But even beyond that, I think that we share a commitment to each other. I think that we are each other's role models, and we inspire each other to ever higher levels of performance. And I think that we've all been tested by this debacle of health and the challenge that COVID-19 has imposed upon us. And it's a test. What can I say? And I think that a good example is the fact that there wasn't a lot of debate. There wasn't a lot of discussion as to whether we were not going to furlough employees or we were going to do our best not to furlough employees. Everybody took a pay cut. There wasn't a lot of debate about it. We just say, of course we're not. Of course we're not. And it separated us from the other companies that at least I read about and that I know about, because it became a collective mission of us all. And I'm very proud of that. I don't say that with any degree of arrogance, and I know that nobody in the Bay Club company feels about it that way. It's more a sense of obligation and community, and the confidence that this is going to pass. Nobody's precise about the timing, but when it does, we'll return to be a community again, and we'll look back on this with, and at least I will, with a great sense of pride and gratitude. So I would say I was going to share Ben's shout out to ePlastics, because here's this little company in San Diego, and if you are in the counter shield business, this is about the best time to be in there, because every business that you know of is trying to put a counter shield in front of itself. And the fact that they have responded to us, I don't know what the precise number is. I think it's probably, short of 200, but 150 counter shields. And the fact that they agreed to pump these things out and supply us within 48 hours is a remarkable performance. And but it pales to nothing compares to Dave's wife. I'll tell you that. We all work hard and we all do everything, but none of us are putting our life on the line like she is. So shout out to her, Dave. We're very grateful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. That was awesome. Boss, I'm going to hand it to you.
Great. One of the things as AA and I have been doing this, for the last couple of weeks, we keep trying to with local shout outs. And then we're also trying to think about the people that have helped us through this process. And one of the groups that I don't think gets a lot of credit or maybe gets a little bit of a bad reputation is the legal community. And I know that we leaned on the legal community an enormous amount. And with the $2 trillion CARES package coming out and all the different moving parts for all the different things that needed to be dealt with, trying to understand how life works when something like this happens. What do we do with our mortgages? What do we do with our rents? What do we do with our employees? What do we do with 1,000 different things? And people leaned on a team that we've worked with. We have a gentleman named Mark Karenni, who's our outside legal counsel on the labor side of the world, and Brownstein Hyatt out of Denver, Colorado, and Kristen McDonald have been hooked to our hip, just helping us, because none of us have a playbook on this. And so, I don't think they get a lot of shout outs. Most people are not shouting out, "I like to thank my lawyer," but I like to thank our lawyers, because I think they really helped us figure out the pieces of the puzzle. There's a lot of moving parts, and some of it's over my head, and just no matter how many times I read the documents, and I'm not sure I understand them correctly, and I'm really appreciative of that group. So AA, I threw you a curveball today. I'm saying a shout out to the legal community.
Would have never expected that.
Exactly.
So as we end our 12th episode, we hope that the membership and the community, what you are seeing from us is an interest and willingness to make sure that you feel like we are sharing all that we are doing so that when you return to our spaces, you feel incredibly safe. And that is going to continue to be the goal going forward as we prepare for a rolling reopening of our clubs in alignment with what's being announced on the West Coast today. And we just want to continue to say thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch and engage and send us notes. And we will see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.